I'm Renee Allen, and I'm here with Insurance Commissioner Jim Donelon, and we're going to talk about surviving the storm insurance-wise.
Absolutely. And there's so many nuances and details to be understood by policyholders as they deal with the damage caused typically by wind in a hurricane, but also by flooding, both by storm surge and overtopping of rivers and levees, but also by the rainfall that comes. Gustav came through Louisiana, making landfall in Houma on the coast, making its way through Baton Rouge and causing a huge amount of damage in the Baton Rouge area, but then headed to central Louisiana to Alexandria, and then out of Louisiana through Monroe, but bringing with it to central and northeast Louisiana 2 consecutive days of double-digit rainfall, flooding hundreds of homes in central and north Louisiana as a result of a hurricane passing through. By the time it got there, it was below hurricane strength wind-wise, but that associated rainfall did huge amounts of damage to hundreds of homes in both of those communities. So know this, for the wind part, for the homeowner's claim, that coverage that protects you from damage caused by a hurricane, know that there is almost in every homeowner's policy a named storm or hurricane or wind and hail. Each company has their own different language, deductible, that applies to damage caused by the wind associated with a hurricane or named storm. But it varies from one company to another, and just this morning, the National Weather Service classified Barry as a Category 1 hurricane. But that may change by the time Barry gets to central Louisiana. It may back down to a tropical storm. If your policy says hurricane deductible and your damage is caused by winds of 50 or 60 miles an hour, then that hurricane deductible does not apply. Those deductibles are typically 2 to 3%, not of your damage, but of your insured value. Typical home is insured for $150,000, a 3% named storm or hurricane deductible. That's $4,500 out of pocket before your coverage for your homeowners kicks in to fix the roof that was damaged by a falling tree limb. So it's a huge out-of-pocket expense that people have to be prepared to come up with if they're the victim of such a windstorm event. Flood coverage does not have a named storm deductible. It has a standard deductible, typically $500 or $1,000, and that's all you have to meet before your flood insurance coverage kicks in. To begin the process to prepare yourself to have a claim for flood damage or for homeowners damage, go through your house, use your cell phone, take pictures of your flat screen TV, your furnishings, your carpeting. That is a marker of what was there before the tree came down and the roof had a hole in it and the rain came in and damaged all those things, or the flood waters rose and came into your home. Know also that wind-driven rain is covered by a homeowner's, so that if a hole is made in your roof, the roof is blown off or the tree comes through, that rainwater that damages your interior assets and structure is covered by your homeowners, but the floodwaters that come in from a rising creek or from street flooding or flash flooding is not. That's excluded, and you have to have flood insurance in place for that. So, number 3, if you're the victim and need to get an adjuster out to do a homeowner's claim or a flood claim, do it immediately. Because the sooner you can get that claim filed by just calling your agent or calling the 800 number to access your company, the sooner you'll have an adjuster assigned who will come out, adjust your claim, show them those pictures you took with your cell phone of what was damaged, what the asset looked like before the damage happened, and also know you have a duty under your homeowner's policy and your flood policy to minimize your damage. And by that I mean, if you have a flood claim, the water comes in and wets the carpet and the furnishing and the drywall, you have a duty to tear it out and put it outside rather than let the mold grow up and do further damage. Keep your receipts if you have to get help, as most people would. to do that minimizing of the damage because those expenses are covered by those policies. So hire the help you need.
Yes.
And keep the receipts of what it cost you to do that minimization of your damage. And then what that will enable you to do is to get a contractor after you're finished with the claims adjuster to come in and repair your home. In all of these events, catastrophic events,
Yes.
whether earthquakes in California, tornadoes in Oklahoma, or hurricanes in Louisiana, there are storm chasers who follow those events and prey upon the victims, in particular the elderly, who get a big check from their insurance company, want to get their property put back together as soon as possible. They take that check, they promise the moon, and they head for the hills. So if you can get your adjuster
Yes.
out quickly, get it wrapped up, get your check, you can probably access a local contractor with references, someone you know or someone you know, a relative or friend who recommends them.
Yeah.
You can check them with the Better Business Bureau, their insurance with a local agency, their contractor's license with the state. You will be in a much safer place to deal with a contractor if you can do it quickly rather than taking too long to try to access such help.
All right. Insurance Commissioner Jim Donelon, thank you very much.
Glad to be with you. Thank you.
No problem. Renee Allen reporting.